Out of the Attic on 91 FM has all of your favorite old-time songs in one place. Hear music from Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Dinah Shore, and many more. Join Nathan Randall from 6 to 8 p.m. for an evening drive down memory lane, only on 91 FM.
Switching gears a little bit now into something that you do, John Mueller's Winter Dance Party. Can you explain what that is?
Well, it's something we all built, and the Winter Dance Party is the way it started out. And I think from a legal term, I guess his attorneys told me better put John Mueller's Winter Dance Party on there to protect himself, which is totally understandable, from anybody trying to, that might try to copy the show or something. But yeah, John and I have been together since '99, very first year, and it's a recreation, as close as we know to Dad, Buddy, and Richie's last show, and we've had input from, it could be 50 or 100 people, and every one of them has a different story on how the show went. But that's not really what's important. It's the music that's important. We just got back. I don't know what's today. I just got back Sunday too. I mean, we've been on the road since the beginning of the year, and I leave again Thursday. It's just amazing after all these years, because it's not about me. It's not about Ray Anthony. It's not about John Mueller, about the music. We just happen to be the ones doing it, and it just blows you away to see the younger people, all the people, but especially younger ones that are coming out, and they're getting it. They're understanding that this is good music. Some of the stuff that's going on. I have young kids. I have a 16-year-old, 21. So I hear all that stuff, and I've always told them, I said, look, give this a chance, and I'll give yours a chance. And it's the worst mistake I ever made in my life. But I've just, a lot of young people are just, I think they're starting to get it, that this is the roots of what you're listening to today. This is where it all came from. I've had my kids turn on their radio station, quote unquote, and a song will come on, and I'll start singing along with it, and they'll go, "How do you know that, Dad?" I said, "That song is older than I am." There's just so many good songs that can be written, and this is one of the contemporary groups that re-recorded one of the old songs, and and that's just what it's. I don't know what they're going to do here in the next 50 years. There's just so many groups and so many chords and so many ways to put them together that I don't understand how that's going to work before too long. You're going to run out of ways to be different, and maybe not. Maybe there's so many that they'll never repeat. I don't know. But good music's good music, and that's the John Mueller story as far as I'm concerned. It's just, it has his name on it. It's not about John or, like I say, me or Ray, any of the guys in the band. It's just neat to see that, we sell out some very nice-sized theaters and arenas, and people are still enjoying their music, 53 years later.
And talking about your part specifically, you play both your father and the character that your father played?
Well, I don't play anything.
Okay.
That was part of the deal when I got involved. John and Ray go on stage in character. I'm not the Big Bopper. I could never be the Big Bopper. I don't want to be the Big Bopper. I'm his son. And I just did, when I first started, I'd heard a few people that sent me tapes of doing Dad, and I just thought, I can do better than that. And I didn't consider myself a musician. I've never taken, I'll take that back. I took piano and guitar for about a week and a half when I was like 9 years old, and then when I wanted to quit, I was able to quit. John and Ray, if you want to use the word play, I say impersonate, that's what they do. John's a professional actor. Ray is just one hell of an entertainer. He is just amazing. And then I'm the Bopper son. That's what I bring to the table. And whenever, I open a show, so I'm introduced as the son, in a loving tribute to his father, the Big Bopper. I never ever once, when he first asked me, I said, no, I'm not the Big Bopper, and you're not going to refer to me as the Big Bopper. And now he does at times go on, and he'll say the word some point during the show, and and I'll have to remind him afterwards. But I don't play my father. I wear his leopard skin jacket. I use the telephone bit for Chantilly lace, but I tell stories about my father through. I talk about Dad. but I don't play a part. I don't play a role. I mean, I'm me doing my father's music.
And you talked a little bit earlier about the song "Someone Is Watching," and
Someone watching over you.
You mentioned that you add a little bit to that song, and just my personal opinion, that was an amazing song that you did that night at the Surf Ballroom. It was quite inspirational.
I appreciate that. That's it's something close to my heart, and
Yeah.
It's something that I'd written many years ago, and was always wanted a way to work into the show, but it wasn't a song on its own. But then I thought, someone watching over you, and I'd said for years was, even though my father never knew me, I feel like maybe he left that song for me. So I'd always know he was there, And then secondhand Big Bopper Memories, I wrote that when I was 15 years old. So many years ago, to say the least. And it just seemed like, we did it one day, and I just had the idea. I said, look, let's try this. And, that way it's about Dad looking over me, and it's about my thoughts about my father. It's my tribute to my father. So, I mean, you're very kind to say that, and it's, like I say, it's one of those things, and I've told my wife, I get emotional quite often, and it doesn't even have to be that song, just to look out and see the people appreciating Dad's music. And sometimes I'm emotional and they don't know it, and other times, like I think I even said that at the Surf that night, that they had my eyeballs were sweating after that. But the people at the Surf, they get it. They totally get it. What it's all about, what we're there for, what the weekend's about, and like I said, it all goes back. It's all about the music. It's remembering Dad, Buddy, and Richie, but there's been a lot more musicians come through that place than Dad, Buddy, and Richie, and these people get it. They're not that they don't get it at other places, but when you go to the Surf, they understand why they're there. Nobody has to force them to be there. It sells out months in advance, and people just, they know what they're going to get. And I think now that with Shane and the group that, Jeff and Lori, and the people that they have running the Surf now, I think that people don't have to worry, because for a few years they had some screwballs that were running, in my opinion, and we're kind of messing it up. But Jeff, Lori, and Shane, they understand, and they care. They care about the history. They care about the Surf. Anybody out there that gets a chance, you want to feel some history. All you got to do is walk in the door. You don't have to even be able to see what's on the walls and to see the layout of the place. You feel it when you walk in. Is what I believe. It's a very special place to me, and I don't just say that. I make that clear every year that I'm there. I'm there. It's when all they got to do is call me, or if I can feel them. If I think they're thinking about me, I'll call them and say, whatever you want. I mean, the Surf is a very special place, and Dad, Buddy, and Richie have a lot to do with it still being there. But there's just so much more history than those three.